This is the new 2021 Cadillac XT6, and this is the V6 trim. This is really, really nice. I had a part ordered for my Camaro, so I had to take it back. So last week I had 2 or 3 days with the 4-cylinder turbo. I believe it's 239 or 240 horsepower. This is the V6, so it's got more power, it's got a higher trim level. I wanted to show you how nice this thing is. We have the 20-inch wheels. And so look at the interior trim on these. Again, being an ex-Lexus fanatic, I mean, I like the trim. You've got the leather. I like the different contrasting colors and the materials. Look at the door handle design. There's no trim here. It almost reminds me of the LC Lexus door handles. And trim is very nice. You have the BMW type shifter, which is kind of cool. So you're not just less travel in the shifter itself. It's a little bit more high tech. Interior is absolutely gorgeous and very roomy with the captain's chairs in the back for the kids. Very nice, and equal trim in the back. They didn't skimp in the rear. What I do like is it has the captain's chairs like a van, but then you also have the ventilation from above, just like our minivan. It has the very large sunroof, which is very nice as well. Sharp. Now, in terms of driving characteristics between the two, obviously the chassis is the same, but the power plant absolutely makes the V6 feel it's a lot quicker. You have a lot more, torque down low. Not that the 4-cylinder is not adequate, but the V6 is, we'll call it more than adequate. Let's put it that way. I do like the higher trim level in the current V6. It's got the heads-up display, which it's funny because I was literally telling my wife that I wish the 4-cylinder one that I had for a few days had a heads-up display. I'm kind of used to not having to look down to see the speed and the RPM and the radio and all that stuff. So I do like that. It's got the automatic parking brake and push button start and the newer shifter. They did address the Q system issue with the older Cadillac models. So now we have buttons, and the buttons are everywhere. We've got volume here, there's volume buttons on the steering wheel, there's volume on the screen if you want. So they did address kind of the main complaint with the Q system. So I don't know, man, I'm kind of digging it. I think they did a really good job. There's lots of tech, including these new mirrors, digital mirrors. So they mount a camera on the back, and that allows you to kind of see out of the back without any blocking. So if you have the SUV completely loaded up with kids and tons of stuff when you're on a trip, you don't need to worry about blocking the back of the van, or SUV, excuse me. So it makes a lot of sense, actually. It really does. What really it kind of continues to impress me is the fit and finish materials. I really like this aluminum bezeling and around the speakers, and these door handles are really cool. This is sharp. I like that. Nice clean design, and as you can see, very, very roomy. Very, very roomy. Good stuff. I wanted to show you guys this new video camera system for the rear mirror in the new Chevys with I guess the trim that involves this basically. But if you have an SUV or van filled with kids, it's kind of cool to not have to worry about it being blocked. Now, this is a video image from a camera mounted on the back of the car. If you don't like it, you can flip it over and it just goes right, see what I mean, to a normal mirror. If you go this way, now it's a digital camera, and you can make adjustments to it. This is a menu, so you can change the contrast if you want. This allows you to kind of zoom in. There's pluses and minuses on this side, as you can see. So let's say if we go to this, let's say if we want to change the contrast, see what I mean, we can heighten the contrast. Decrease it, you go over to magnification, which I think it is zoomed in a little too much. You can go in, you can go out, which I think is probably a little bit better. Next in the menu, you can change the angle. So instead of shifting the thing manually, you can do this. Apparently as tall as this thing goes. That's as short as it goes. Click up, see? It's kind of cool. It's a little different. Let's see what's next on the menu. That's contrast again. So yeah, that's it. It's just a little different. But for those people like myself who are farsighted and can't kind of focus or accommodate quickly enough, because when you're normally looking in a mirror, your focal point is way further back. It's like you're looking out of the back of the car. But with this, the focal point is less than 2 feet, so that can make the eyes strain. So for those people who don't like that kind of stuff, you can switch and go right back to the standard style. So it's kind of unique, just a little bit more tech basically here. Very cool. Second to show you guys some of the cool infotainment stuff. Now, all the Chevy stuff comes now with standard Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, which is super cool. So you jump into here, and usually your information will be on there. It will be on there for a sec, you guys, because I'm recording with my phone. It's going to shut off in a sec. But you've got the Apple CarPlay, which is nice. So if you scroll through, you have all this stuff on the screen, just like your phone. Now, if you go back to here, look at some of the other cool options here. I mean, you've got your standard, apps, right? When you scroll over, you've got OnStar, you've got the climate for the front, and then you've also got a separate setting for the rear climate. Now, I'm sure this is borrowed from some of the high-performance Chevy products, but look, they actually have like a PDR system. So it's not a performance data recorder, but you can record if you're on a long drive, or you're going through a forest, or you're driving near an ocean, or whatever it is you want to take a video. You can record it. You can also use it as a just a recorder, everyday video recorder. God forbid there's an accident or anything like that. It does have a camera feature, which I think is super cool. Just unique, kind of unique. I like the fact you can scroll back and forth. Marketplace, I think, is where you can buy extra apps. Super cool though, super cool. And one of the last features that I really like, and it's becoming a lot more common in SUVs nowadays, and some of the higher trim level minivans, are these enormous panoramic sunroofs or moonroofs, whatever you want to call them. They are absolutely awesome. You feel like you're driving a convertible without any of the negatives, right? You get all the light and the openness, but very cool. You can also open the roof if you want, but it's only half. So it does this kind of thing here, I believe. There you go. So it'll slide up for people who still actually smoke. And if you want to go all the way back, just one touch and the whole unit will move back. Kind of sharp. You can go further back, but that'll increase the noise. So they give you the option to kind of go either way. If you look at this also, they also do put this in standard. So you have that little, we'll call it like an air net, basically. It just reduces any buffeting or noise. So nicely done, very nicely done. One touch and then the whole thing will shut. Nice. Very cool.